Hello and welcome to Standards Watch, a digital initiative by the Bureau of Indian Standards. I am your host Gurpreet Kaur. In today's times, the boundary between human ability and assistive support is becoming increasingly seamless. From a white cane guiding safe movement through busy streets to screen readers giving voice to digital content, assistive devices are doing far more than supporting daily tasks. They are expanding independence and redefining mobility. Assistive devices are tools or technologies which are designed to enhance functional capabilities to enable individuals to perform tasks that might otherwise be difficult or inaccessible. These products play a vital role in enabling participation, restoring confidence, and improving overall quality of life for Divyangjan, older adults, and persons with functional limitations. By bridging these gaps in access and opportunity, assistive devices are not just supporting lives. They are empowering people to live better. BIS is currently developing standards on priority assistive devices. Standardization of these assistive products aim to address diverse user needs by establishing clear guidelines for design, performance, and safety, thereby supporting the development of reliable user-centric assistive products. Let's understand together how BIS is safeguarding the quality aspects of these assistive devices. But before that, let's have a look at the highlights.
The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with BIS, organized the 11th Conference on Quality Systems for Global and Manufacturing Competitiveness. The conference highlighted the role of quality systems, standards, and quality frameworks in strengthening India's manufacturing competitiveness and supporting quality-driven growth. BIS Western Regional Laboratory Mumbai and BIS Pune Branch Office, in collaboration with MSME Development and Facilitation Office Mumbai, organized an awareness seminar on support for creation of testing facilities in MSME clusters at Pune. Over 150 stakeholders participated. Another MSME industry meet on steel and related products was also organized by BIS Patna Branch Office to create awareness about standards, certification requirements, and quality practices among MSMEs. BIS conducted a search and seizure operation at MS Panduranga Bambaya Varnakar Jewellers in Karnataka, seizing more than 100 gold ornaments bearing fake BIS hallmark on 22 carat and 20 carat gold jewellery. In Patna, 376 pieces of toughened safety glass were seized from a unit found operating without the mandatory BIS certification. BIS organized the 43rd meeting of the Automotive Body, Chassis and Accessories Sectional Committee TD06, bringing together experts from industry, testing agencies, research organizations and government bodies to deliberate on key standardization activities aimed at enhancing safety, quality and technological advancements in the automotive sector. BIS organized a stakeholder consultation on the proposed BIS certification scheme for silver refineries. The consultation brought together over 20 stakeholders from the refining, hallmarking, and bullion sectors to deliberate on certification requirements and measures to strengthen quality assurance in the silver refining sector. BIS organized an insightful seminar on the revision of IS 456 for Structural Concrete Code of Practice at Manak Bhavan on 12 June 2026. Over 250 practicing engineers, structural consultants, industry professionals, and academicians participated in the event. The seminar was aimed to deliberate on the revised provisions of the draft standard and to obtain feedback and suggestions from stakeholders for consideration during its finalization. BIS organized a Manak Manthan program on IS 18663 for note sorting machines, bringing together representatives from the banking sector, RBI, machine manufacturers, testing agencies, and currency management professionals to discuss standardization initiatives aimed at enhancing efficiency, accuracy, security, and reliability in India's currency processing ecosystem.
Assistive devices are transforming everyday lives, empowering individuals to overcome functional challenges and live with greater independence and dignity. Let's take a closer look at the journey of standardization and quality benchmarks being developed to ensure safety, reliability, and effectiveness of these products. Join us as we explore our feature story to understand this in detail.
According to the 2011 census, there are 2.68 crore persons with disabilities in India. According to the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, a person with disability is someone who has a long-term physical, mental, intellectual or sensory impairment which, in interaction with barriers, hinders their full and effective participation in society equally with others. To bridge this gap, assistive devices play a critical role in enabling persons with disabilities to live independently and participate fully in society. Assistive devices are tools, devices or technologies which are designed to enhance functional capabilities to enable individuals to perform tasks that might otherwise be difficult or inaccessible. Assistive devices include wheelchairs and walking aids to braille devices and hearing support systems, among others. To ensure the safety and reliability of assistive devices, standards play a significant role in ensuring that these are designed and tested to perform effectively in real-life conditions. Bureau of Indian Standards, the National Standards Body of India, is the nodal organization responsible for formulating standards that help citizens live a quality-driven life. Driven by the Government of India's Accessible India campaign, BIS has introduced stringent indigenous standards in the field of assistive devices and has also established a specialized sectional committee MHD9 for assistive products including rehabilitation appliances, orthotic and prosthetic items. BIS has formulated various Indian standards for a wide range of assistive products including IS 19631 for portable ramps, IS 5145 for walking sticks, IS 7454 for wheelchairs folding adult size, IS 8086 for wheelchairs folding junior size, IS 17063 for rough terrain active wheelchairs, IS 18651 Part 19 for wheelchairs for use as seats in motor vehicles, IS 13017 for walker rollator, IS 6809 for fixed height walking frame, IS 6810 for metal tripod and tetrapod sticks, IS 17034 for Jaipur foot, IS 6802 for prosthetic hip joint, IS 11316 for cosmetic hand, artificial limb, IS 6812 for knee joint, uniaxial for below knee prosthesis, IS 11646 Part 2 for cane for persons with visual impairment, IS 18295 for persons with vision impairments and persons with vision and hearing impairments, acoustic and tactile signals for pedestrian traffic lights, IS 19190 for accessible design application for braille on signage equipment and appliances, IS 11647 for braille paper, IS 12152 for pocket frame, braille writing, IS 11279 for braille slate. Keeping pace with the priority of the National List of Essential Assistive Products, BIS has proactively formulated new Indian standards so that the quality and standardized assistive devices can be ensured for persons with disabilities. These include IS 18558 Part 1, ISO 11334-1 for elbow crutches that help individuals with lower limb injuries walk safely by offloading body weight from injured legs. They are designed for people who need long-term mobility support and those with weak or injured legs. IS 5154 for walking sticks, especially designed for older adults or persons with disabilities acting as an extra pair of legs. IS 18558 Part 4, ISO 11334 4 for walking sticks with 3 or more legs and fully equipped with handles and tips. It aids in increasing base support, acting like extra legs to prevent falls and reduce the weight on knees and hips. IS 19189, ISO 19028 for guide maps that act as accessible navigation tools, helping people with visual impairment and low vision to understand vital information about routes, buildings and public spaces. IS 19190, ISO 17049 for braille used on signage, equipment and appliances. It helps people who are visually impaired, partially sighted or have hearing disability. It acts as a tactile reading system using raised dots. IS 19631 for portable ramps for wheelchair users, as well as people pushing strollers, carts or other wheeled objects to easily access stairs and raise doors safely and independently. BIS has developed standards ensuring ease of life for persons with disabilities, which can be accessed through the official BIS website www.bis.gov.in or through the BIS Care app. With the robust framework of standardization, BIS is ensuring safety, reliability and quality for people with disabilities and also encouraging Indian manufacturers to innovate. Through standards, BIS is enabling the disabled to live a comfortable life with dignity.
We just saw how BIS is setting a milestone by developing quality benchmarks for assistive devices. Let's deliberate upon this by watching an insightful discussion with Dr. Sanjay Wadhwa, who has served as Professor and Head, Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Let's watch our segment, Standards Talk. Today we have with us here Dr. Sanjay Wadhwa sir, and it is a pleasure to have you, sir.
I have had the pleasure and opportunity of being associated with assistive technology products area as chairman of the sectional committee under BIS, which is MHD 09.
What do you feel is the necessity for quality in terms of assistive devices in India?
I have been in the field of physical medicine and rehabilitation for almost 4 decades now. And we come across persons with locomotor disabilities and impairments. That means people have difficulty in standing, walking and moving from one place to another or carrying out activities through the use of their hands. In my experience, I have noticed that although the need is increasing, but the awareness about assistive technology products is still not very high. Many people are ignorant about these things, and there are many healthcare professionals also who need to be made more aware about the assistive technology products because they are often the first contact person. Bureau of Indian Standards is involved in improving the standards and setting the standards for such assistive technology products. If we move in society, we see many a times people are using walking sticks. These are not standardized according to the need of the person who is using it. Sometimes they are short, sometimes they are long, sometimes they are not strong enough. The person who is using may fall and injure himself or herself. There are many people who require wheelchairs. These also are very important aids to mobility. Yes. These are also sometimes not according to the body size or proportion of the user. So there is a need for all these products and these things to be considered. There is a continuous need for research and development in these areas also.
Why standardization is so important, and what are the key parameters that should be taken care of to ensure safety and reliability of assistive products?
Assistive technology products should be first of all safe to the user. There should be no harm to the user. They should have a reasonable life because everything costs money. The other thing is that the involvement of all the stakeholders is very important in design and development of assistive technology products. So many times what happens is the best technology products, if it is designed by engineers and scientists, when it goes into the community, the end user may not find it very usable. So there used to be a slogan earlier that nothing about us without us.
Yes.
So persons with disabilities and impairments and similarly elderly people want that whatever the experts are considering for them, right from the initial stages, their involvement should be ensured. And many a times we have seen that it is the persons who are the users, they come up with very wonderful suggestions which are very practical. And this reduces the time taken to develop the products and also cuts down the cost. So there has to be a thought about universal design and development so that if an assistive technology product is to be developed, it should be able to meet the need of a large number of people, universally acceptable, and also usable in various environmental conditions and settings.
How does BIS contribute towards affordability and accessibility of assistive products?
See, BIS has various committees, and there is a sectional committee which deals with assistive technology products, prosthetics, orthotics, and such devices. And if we look at the composition of this subcommittee, there are representatives from institutions, manufacturers, and government bodies such as LIMCO. LIMCO is a very large public sector undertaking company. There are representatives from that in the committee. It manufactures various components and assistive technology products. The Government of India has a scheme for assistance to disabled persons, which is known by the name of ADIP scheme. Under that scheme, a large number of people who cannot afford the products, they are given assistance by way of 100% or 50% subsidy in the cost of that assistive technology product. Also, there are some international designs which have been accepted and adopted by the LIMCO in agreement with those international bodies. So international designs, if initially were very expensive, as a result of entering into a memorandum of understanding, the price of the products has been reduced. So this way the products become affordable and accessible to a larger number of people without additional burden on them. So then there are some institutions, for example IITs and other technology institutions like Kalam Institute. They are members of our sectional committee. So technical inputs are obtained from them also. Then there are experts in physical medicine and rehabilitation, representatives from national institutions under the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, which have various national level institutions representing each of the different types of disabilities, whether it is locomotor disability, visual disability, speech and hearing, etc. So there is a wide variety of representation in our sectional committee. More and more manufacturers are encouraged to get involved in these committees, and also we encourage them how they can change the materials, how they can reduce the cost of the product so that more and more people use it. Besides reducing the cost, the quality improvement is always an issue. We cannot ignore that because our persons require the best quality products at affordable prices.
What are the challenges that are faced while implementing these standards across manufacturers?
There are several challenges. One of which is that awareness about standards among the professionals is also very low. If we look at orthopedic surgeons, physical medicine rehabilitation specialists, therapists, orthotic prosthetic people, they don't know much about the standards of assistive technology products. So we need to pay attention to that so that people who are involved in identifying the people who will require assistive technology products or in prescribing them or testing them or subsequently in recommending use it, because if a walking stick has to be used, the person who is the user has to be trained. So these things need to be there as a part of their training curriculum. Then only we can make these things more effective. People should not have the impression that BIS is working in isolation or in silos. There is an international body also which looks at the standards, and BIS is always working in tandem with that international standards body. And many a times, instead of reinventing the wheels, BIS is adopting their standards and if and when required, modifying to suit the needs of Indian users. So there are multiple stakeholders, and as far as possible, BIS has been making attempts to incorporate their viewpoint, their suggestions, and also simultaneously looking at the international movements and activities in this field of standardization. When India celebrates 100 years of its independence in the year 2047, most of the people who require assistive technology products should have access to the quality assistive technology products. This is one of the important visions of our Prime Ministers also.
Thank you so much, sir, for this insightful discussion and the information that you have shared with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It's now time for our special segment where we will explore the latest efforts and technical committee highlights to understand how BIS is continuously evolving and formulating new standards as per the growing needs of society. Let's watch Standards in Making.
The 33rd meeting of the High Voltage Switchgear and Control Gear Sectional Committee, ETD8, was held on 9th June 2026 to deliberate on the formulation of a new standard for on-site diagnostic tests and condition monitoring of high-voltage substation equipment. The committee initiated the review of IS IEC 62271-102 on disconnectors and earthing switches through a dedicated working group and discussed comments on IS 8084. The committee also reflected upon the sector's transition towards environmentally sustainable power systems. The 17th meeting of the Electromedical, Diagnostic Imaging and Radiotherapy Equipment Sectional Committee MHD15 was held on 10 by the Medical and Hospital Planning Department of BIS to review the ongoing standardization activities and discuss new initiatives in the medical equipment sector. The committee finalized draft amendments to standards relating to electroencephalographs and dosimetric instruments used for non-invasive measurement of X-ray tube voltage in diagnostic radiology. The committee also approved the adoption of 2 IEC standards on computed tomography X-ray equipment testing and good refurbishment practices for medical imaging equipment. Discussions highlighted the need for harmonization of Indian standards with international best practices and strengthening India's participation in IEC TC62 activities relating to medical equipment, software and systems.
With that, we wrap up this edition of Standards Watch. But before we leave, a quick reminder. Don't forget to download the BIS Care app to instantly verify the authenticity of any product and also ensure redressal mechanism is just a click away. BIS Care app holds a strong user base, and by using this app, you can contribute in building a quality conscious society. For any further queries, visit the BIS website www.bis.gov.in. Stay smart and stay informed. Choose quality and let standards shape a safer and stronger future. Namaskar.